Jeffersonville Golf Club for a visit to the Paddock. Hold your horses. There's not one, but two specialties we're about to explore here in West Norriton. We're in the gate. Let's go! All right, we're here in the Jeffersonville kitchen with Justin Bennett, Food and Beverage Director. Before we get to the tomato pie, tell us a little bit about how you got here.
So I started here as a consultant before the building was finished. We had to do some architectural changes to the kitchen, and they wanted to bring somebody in who was familiar with food and beverage in the area to help build out, because this is a township-owned building, and they were not really familiar with running a restaurant and what that would entail.
Before we get into making the tomato pie, how did we get to the point where the tomato pie became a thing?
So last year, we started kicking around ideas for doing bread service and making our house-made bread for banquets. So our chefs started kicking around this focaccia recipe, which was something they had picked up from previous place, and it went over really well in-house with the staff. So we decided, why don't we start doing this on Sundays for Eagles games? So that's kind of how it started, and then when the Paddock reopened for the spring, we decided we wanted to make this a weekend thing, something totally unique for the golf course.
All right, I'm starting to get a little hungry, so let's get to the fun part. What's our first step?
All right, so this focaccia just came out of the oven. You know, it needs to cool, because if it sits in this pan for too long, the bottom is gonna get a little soggy. Drizzle it with olive oil, because why not, right?
And you say that's a homemade recipe from the chefs?
Yes. Occasionally we'll put tomatoes in the pie. Sometimes we switch it up and we'll leave them out. So now we're gonna add the tomato sauce.
Okay, special blend, secrets, can you tell us? What do we got?
This is canned tomatoes, man. Tomato paste, because you want this to be a little bit thicker than your normal pizza sauce. Okay. Because it's got to really stand up. It's a little bit sweeter. We put a lot of chili in here, so it's got some kick to it. It's nice. We're gonna move it over to the cutting board.
Okay.
All right.
You better do that, because that looks a little big for me.
The reason...
Oh my. It's like 6 pounds of pizza.
It's about 6 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, see?
So the reason I didn't sauce to the end is because what we're gonna do is we're gonna face the bread, which if you were a butcher and you were cutting like a strip loin, you would face the strip loin before you put it out in the market. So you want a nice, even slice with beautiful meat. So here, you want people to see the focaccia, and you don't want any of the crust.
Next step is?
We are gonna microplane Parmesan cheese all over this thing. All right.
Oh boy.
So this is very finely grated.
Yeah, absolutely, old school method. So we've known you for a minute, but I already get the sense that olive oil is a big ingredient in your cooking and in your thinking.
I'm a big fan. It kind of brings the dish together when you finish it.
I bet you're pretty good in algebra class. Or geometry class, I guess I should say.
Geometry, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, algebra, all the same thing. I mean,
sometimes my daughter's homework is hard for me, and she's in 2nd grade.
Don't worry about it. All right, look at that. So good. All right, we're gonna transport this out to the Paddock. For those of you that don't know, that's the Jeffersonville halfway house. Finally, I get to taste it. All right, kids, look at that. That's like a loaf of bread. Like, might have its own area code, zip code. I mean, that's huge. All right, just straight bite?
Straight bite, man.
Oh boy, all right. Wow, there's a lot of words I could use, but right now I got some heat. Maybe those chili flakes that you put in there. A little sweet. Bread is fantastic, super light. Probably gives me enough momentum maybe to birdie one of the final 8 holes I'm about to go play. Maybe 2 birdies. All right, Justin, I'd shake your hand, but I am in deep trouble right now. But you know, we had a little lunch, a little delectable. Now we're gonna head for some good stuff and some dessert.